Today we are going to show you how to replace broken garage door torsion springs and how to remount the operator header bracket. I say we because I don't know much about garage doors, but my maintenance buddy does. Disclaimer, working on garage doors can be extremely dangerous. Only trained professionals should attempt this. This video is for entertainment purposes only. First thing we're going to do is remove power from the operator. Next thing we're going to do is remove the motor rail from the header bracket. To do this, back off the ring from the clevis pin. Push the clevis pin out through the header bracket. Don't forget to pull the release cord. You can see here that the board support for the header bracket is pretty much destroyed. We will be remounting this header bracket later in the repair, but for now we're just getting this old piece of wood out of the way. Let's take some tension off the good torsion spring. Now this garage has two torsion springs. The one on the right is completely broken so there's no tension. Here, my buddy is using a winding rod and he's about to take the tension off of this torsion spring. Keep in mind, this is the most dangerous part of the job, is taking off the tension and putting tension on these springs. With the winding bar inserted and held against the garage door, loosen the two locking nuts. This will put all that tension on the winding bar, which is leaning against the garage door right now. Grab your other winding bar, and now you can begin unwinding your garage door torsion spring. You're going to repeat this process about 30 times or so until all the tension is released from the garage door torsion spring.
Then I can take these off. See what I'm saying?
And the tension on that broken one, there shouldn't be anything on that, right?
Yeah, there's nothing on that. No, that's what it's off. So it broke.
Now we can grab our 9/16 wrench or ratchet and remove the two bolts that hold the two garage door springs together. Loosen the two locking nuts from the broke torsion spring, which doesn't need to be unwound because it lost all its tension when it snapped. Before we take off the springs, we are going to remount the header bracket. We're just adding a couple of 2x4s here. Pre-drilling the holes first before adding the screws because we don't want the wood to split or weaken like that old piece did. Hell yeah. When remounting the header bracket or mounting a new header bracket, make sure that the up arrow is pointing up or else your motor rail is not going to sit in there correctly. Line the motor rail holes into the header bracket holes. Slide in your clevis pin. Then you can attach your locking ring. Moving back to the garage spring removal, we need to remove the cable drum. And to do that, on this model, we're going to be removing this bracket that holds in the rod that the cable drum stays on. Remove the cable from the cable drum. Loosen the locking bolts from the cable drum.
8 years ago.
With the bracket bolts out and the locking nuts on the cable drum loose, you can now lift up on the shaft and just slide off the cable drum.
He was like begging me to get into it.
I know, because I was telling people to get into it too. Dumbass. Should have just got in.
Now we are able to slide off the broken torsion spring, slide off the old bearing, and even though the other torsion spring is not broken, we are going to be replacing it because when I buy these, they come in two, and it's always good practice to replace both springs.
This thing's been set like a million times. There's like a million fucking set marks in here.
There, the brain right here, so we can forget it.
We've got our new springs, and we're going to spray a line across each one of them. This is going to help when it comes putting tension on the springs to see how many revolutions we have. Also, make sure that you are putting the left and right torsion springs on the correct side. If you're looking at the garage door, the one labeled right is going to go to the left. The one labeled left is going to go to the right. And one small mistake I did make when ordering these new springs is I didn't order new bearings for it, and I probably should have. I think it's going to be okay. I was told that they don't really fail that often, but if I could do it all over again, I would order the new bearing. With the cable pulley on, we can now reinstall the mounting bracket.
I hope so. I always try to put that cable on, put tension on the cable over there before I put tension on this. Before I tighten this pulley and put tension on it, okay?
Okay.
So I always go, then I go over there and then I put tension on that and then I put the vice grip on it. So just go over there.
As my buddy stated, he's putting tension on the other side of the cable pulley, and once he has that tension, he's going to attach the vice grip to the bar.
That keeps the tension on there.
So that string's kind of tight now, right?
Yeah, it's
a little
tight,
bit.
like hand tight right now.
Yeah.
That's what I want over there when I tighten it down.
Reattach the cable to the cable drum, and once it's attached, he's going to wind it up to about the same tension that it is on the other side.
Back. Make sure it's all the way back. Cable needs to be lined up.
Once you got your tension right and you got the cable in the groove, you can begin hand tightening down on the locking nuts to hold it into place. And if you're feeling good about that, go ahead and tighten down on your locking nuts all the way.
Tight there.
Reattach the torsion springs back together, line up the holes, insert the bolts, and tighten up the nuts. With the two springs lined up and connected, he can now start putting tension onto the springs, one at a time. He wound the spring 9 times, which is what he was aiming for, and this can always be adjusted later if the tension is too much or too less. Tightening down on the locking nuts before removing the winding rod. And once you got it wound and you want to release the tension,
Pull this up.
Cool.
That's it. And then do the same thing on the other one.
same thing on the other torsion spring.
Put it in there. Tension.
Now you can remove the locking pliers from the shaft and test the garage door tension. If you manually open your garage door halfway and the garage door holds, you pretty much know that you got the correct tension. Reapply power to the LiftMaster. Now I can advance the chains to go ahead and catch the motor arm. Now I'm just going to test for operation. Everything looks good. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's Dave. See you on the next fix.